Hi, this is Curt, and welcome to another edition of Fire Law Roundup.
Okay, this next one is horrible, if true, right? And we start with everything. These are allegations and claims, which, if true, right? But we don't know the truth, as Curt and I, right? We always say we don't know. We're not blaming anybody. We're not taking sides. We're just responding to the allegations. So now we're in Charleston, and we have a firefighter who has put forth claims that he's the victim of hazing, and that one of the hazing incidents caused an explosion under his bed when he flipped his mattress that led to loss of hearing. And look, there's a lot in this, right, to unpack, but he has a lot of allegations of a lot of individual instances of hazing where he believes he was singled out and hazed, right? Where he's cleaning the bathroom. He alleges he's the only person cleaning the bathroom, and that once he's done, people go in and mess it up, right, with their bodily functions.
That's a polite way of saying it.
Well, we're on YouTube now. I got to be really, careful. But he said he was told he's never going to fit in. Allegedly, he said he's put in transfers, but things are denied. He said he was forced to drill for extensive periods of time in the heat and everything, and that others weren't. So he's claiming that he is singled out, unlike other people. Now, the interesting thing is he doesn't necessarily need to do any of that, in my impression. Whether he was treated like a whole bunch of other people or not, it doesn't matter. If somebody take all the history out, if it's true that somebody put a incendiary device below his mattress and that it blew up and he, right? I don't think the hazing matters. I think we have some different issues, criminal possibly issues, etc. If it's true. And again, we're not saying it's not true. We're not saying it isn't true. But one of the things he says in here is, well, somebody thought he tried to commit suicide because they thought it was his gun. He was killing himself. And they throw that claim in there to say, see, everybody knew I was undergoing this intense harassment. And again, we're not saying he was or wasn't. But here, I don't think you need anything more. If there either was an explosive device or there wasn't, and if there was, it seems to me it's criminal. I think he wants the money of the fire department, though, right? So he's got to get the fire department brought in on the harassment and bullying, and you knew about this charge, so he needs to pull them in to get their money because they presumably have bigger money than whoever planted the device, if anyone's going to come forward.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. And also, it's over the top allegations. I didn't include everything in the write-up. Is some disgusting things happen in the station, if they're true. If they're true. But certainly troubling allegations that we've got there, and so they want to create this big problem area and then add that onto the incident where he lost his hearing and was basically forced out of the department. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
And look, you and I have taken a long stance on hazing, pranks, bullying in the firehouse. It's got to end, right? That's got to end. Now, we're not saying it happened here. We're just right. We're not making allegations here, but it does have to end. And you could see how this could happen in a firehouse, right? His allegations are not in the fire service, right? I mean, they're very believable allegations. If
some of them are hard for me to believe are happening, but if they are, we've got people that should not be in the fire service if they're true. Right. One of the things that I know, I wrote this in an article for Lexapol. I'm not sure if it came out yet or not, but yeah, it did come out. It's on bullying. Is that a lot of times with bullying, we tend to look at it as a sort of a one-dimensional, somebody's being picked on, whereas some of the bullying, and I think that's only half the story, there is bullying that is really a function of the fact that people are not being singled out, and
indoctrination,
but they perceive themselves as being bullied. Certainly to differentiate this particular person, if the allegations are true, it would seem that he's being bullied, Right. But if the allegations are not true, he had only been there, I think it was maybe a year. So he didn't last very long in the department. It wasn't like he had been putting up with this for 5, 6, 10 years. I believe it was a little over a year, or maybe even less. So, which of the two? Is it somebody who's legitimately being bullied? Is it somebody who's perceiving themselves as being bullied and then, now wants to get back at people that they perceive were the bullies, and now is going to use the legal system to go back against them? Who knows? Right. Maybe, probably like most things, it's probably somewhere in the middle, but it certainly is hard to tell what's going on.